Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to another episode of The G and Things. In this episode, I'll be showing the basic electronics of RC cars, electric RCs. Okay, so here's all your components, guys. You got your battery. This is a 2S LiPo, 3500 milliamp hour. This is a servo. I believe it's a 9 kg servo. Here's a Spectrum receiver. Here is a new Rain 2 to 4S capable brushed e.s.c. And here's just a 540 80 turn. That's for my crawler. Brushed motor from Surplus Hobby. There's no connectors here, nothing like that. It's just all for purpose of this video. Okay, so as you can see, you're gonna have your motor hooked up to the leads on e.s.c. I'm sure you all know that. You can tell that in your vehicle. Here is your battery lead, okay? It's very simple, guys. Hook your battery lead up. Okay, so you got your battery lead hooked up. Next, you're going to take your RX, your receiver. You're going to take your servo and you're going to put it into channel 1. Your steering servo is always channel 1, your steering, okay? This on your controller is always channel 1 unless it says on it steering instead, okay? Like on this Spectrum, it actually will say steering, throttle. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and you're going to plug these into the proper spots. Remember, steering servo, always channel 1. e.s.c, always channel 2, okay? This is basics, you know, without setting up an external BC, you know, lights, kill switch, another on and off switch. There's lots of things you can do to these. It's endless, okay? But this is the basics. This is what every RC is going to have, okay? I'm going to plug these in off camera because it's hard to do holding the camera, and then I will show you guys it works. Okay, so we got this plugged in. The light color, so white or light orange, the lightest color is always your signal. The darkest color, which is usually black, is always your negative. Red in the middle is always positive. Now these sometimes will plug in backwards on most receivers, so you gotta make sure you get them right. It will not hurt anything if you plug these in wrong. It just will not work. You'll tell it won't because it will not flash properly. I can demonstrate that for you here in a second. Okay, it's all turned on. You always turn your controller on first. That way, when you turn your e.s.c on, it has signal. If you don't, you turn the e.s.c on first. For that second or minute it takes for you to turn your controller on, your servo has no signal, so it's to the default position, burning it out. So always make sure you turn on your controllers first. So now that it's on, okay, did anybody catch that? I'm like, oh, it's not working. Okay, but in the mix of worrying about the video and the filming and all that, I went and plugged the servo into the auxiliary. So it's got to be plugged into channel 1. That looks much better. Got the motor working. Got your steering working. Okay. Now, I'm going to unplug these, turn them in backwards, and let you hear the difference. So right now I'm going to turn everything off, and always turn everything off in the opposite direction. So e.s.c first, then controller. Okay? So now listen to the beeps this makes when I turn it on. Okay? You're going to hear, even without the controller on, some of them will make a noise indicating that it's found a controller, that the receiver has found a controller. Okay, my Hobby Wing 1080 does. But in this case, these will not. So I'm not even going to turn on the controller. I can unplug the servo because it's not going to matter. I'm talking about communication from the e.s.c to the receiver. So it's not going to matter if I have this plugged in or not. So I'm going to unplug the servo just so I don't hurt it. Alright, which ain't going to matter, but I will. Okay, so now listen to the sound e.s.c makes. This is proper. Too fast, and then another one. Okay, now I'll turn it back off. Unplug this. Okay, I got it plugged back in backwards this time. Now this time, listen to the e.s.c. Listen to this. No third beat. Only beep beep, like the Roadrunner. That's all it does, is a Roadrunner sound. Roadrunner, no good. I should patent that. Okay, so your motor hooks up to your e.s.c. Color coded, any cases I've ever saw, actually, I think. Okay, most cases anyways. Alright, battery into your battery plug. Alright, do not put these backwards. Okay. Now your e.s.c always goes to channel 2. Okay, your steering servo is always channel 1. Okay, which what I'm saying is this on your controller is always channel 1. So if you're using a nitro or something that's using 2 servos, okay, so one for the throttle, one for the steering, your steering is this one, that's channel 1 always. Alright, okay guys, I hope that helped somebody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, share, comment, thumbs up. Take care, everyone. It's good if you have a setup like this, that you know you have things that work, you can just leave set up, say like this, and then when you have a problem with something, you can troubleshoot. But when you know the basics, you can troubleshoot. Hello, welcome to another episode of the G and Things. Today we're going to be showing the basics in... Hello, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to another episode